So here we are, day one of Rally Isle of Man, and just like last year, the weather has been kind to us. So before everyone gets started, we're just going to have a little wander around service and have a catch up with a few people. So obviously the Isle of Man is iconic, but what is it that brings you over here every year?
It's just absolutely awesome stages really. It's fast, twisty, narrow, bumpy. The event goes on for 3 days. It's as much an endurance event as anything. It's nothing like it elsewhere really. It's as good as it gets on tarmac, I think. Yeah.
And with those night stages mixed in, and it's the longest rally in the UK, some might call you crazy.
Maybe, yeah. Well, there's a lot of other crazy guys here as well, I guess. And yeah, it's all about getting to the end as well as being quick on this one for sure. You know, it's a real tough rally on the car and the cruise. You know, you've got to try and grab sleep when you can, keep the cars going, and if we get to the end, it will be good. Yeah, hopefully get a good result. We're obviously we're pushing along for David Stokes today, who obviously couldn't be here sadly. So hello, David. We wish you well.
Obviously you know this island very well, but it's going to be slightly different on four wheels.
Yeah, the problem is the island I know goes that way and comes back to here. That problem is we're way out here and way out there and a bit everywhere, and I think there's only maybe a mile in the whole rally that I'm doing is actually the road I use, so yeah, that's definitely a bit different, but it's got to be good. I'm looking forward to it. The main thing is the night stage tonight. I haven't drove in the dark, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely don't envy you that task. It is very different, and it means you have to put a hell of a lot of faith into your co-driver as well.
Well, that is true, and in fairness, I've got a really good co-driver on with me, so I'm fortunate enough. I think more the face in his hands. I think he's starting to regret now. I think he's heard a couple of stories now, and I think maybe that's not a great idea. So, look, it's one of them things. That's, we were going to go and do a lot of wrecking, but what I'd end up doing is I'd end up trying to learn the course instead of actually listening to him, so it wasn't really a great idea because I end up doing it 2 or 3 times. I end up thinking I know where I'm going, and next thing that's when you get into trouble, so I'm going to rely on Rob, so he better have his notes right, so if not I'm going to blame him anyway.
It's been a little while since you were last out, and this of course is probably one of the most challenging rallies on the calendar.
It's certainly the longest we do over here, and well, you know yourself, there's some really good stages, so 3 days sat in a car, it's tough. Let's just hope it rains, eh?
Any lasting sort of things in your mind from last year? Because obviously you and Charlotte had a pretty hefty end.
Yeah, it wasn't the way we wanted to end last year particularly, but these things happen, and the car's good to go. We've been out in it a few times since then, so yeah, hopefully we'll see the grandstand at the end of 22 stages.
You've had a pretty mixed season so far, really.
Up and down, that's motorsport, isn't it? We led the first rally, it was all going good, and then some bolts dropped out the rear arm. That's my fault, bad mechanicking. We dropped down to 28th, and then in the last rally it was all going good. It was pretty good. We had a 4th position overall, so that was in with World Rally cars and all the quickest guys in the UK, so we were very happy with that. We got a new sponsor and everything, and new logos for this rally, so we're raring to go and hopefully bring it back in one bit.
And of course it's a double header starting down in Douglas, where you might have stalled last year off the start line.
Was that really me? Don't remember that one. Yeah, long rally. We got used to the clutch. We'll blame it on the clutch. The clutch is bedding out. Wasn't my left foot. Long 3 days. The weather could be iffy tonight, so we'll decide in a minute what we're going to go out. And then the rest of the rally is brilliant sunshine, hopefully like last year, because we had an absolute ball doing this rally. Last year it was 3 days of, I think it was more enjoyable in between the stages having a laugh with the other drivers than driving them. But when it's bone dry over here, it's a hell of a lot easier than when it's wet and shiny and slippy tar. So fingers crossed for all the crews we have a dry one.
And there's 128 entries for this event. What is it, do you think, that brings so many people over to the Isle of Man?
Nice 4-hour boat journey here. No, not at all. Just the roads, and it's so compact. You know, I've obviously lived in England and everywhere, and you've got such a long distance to go in between stages. And over here, so compact. We go out, we do 5 or 6 stages, all within 40-50 miles. Some of the best stages in the world as well. The roads are that knackered, it's a challenge. You know, that we've got some big old potholes over here, and it's nice to see some German crews. We've got a couple of Evo German crews over here, and people coming from far afield, some Japanese minis and everything. So there is obviously something. Maybe it's a local delicacy, chips, cheese and gravy. Maybe it's that.
So that is just a very small selection about how people are feeling going into the event this evening. First up, it's the Villa Marina stage in Douglas, so we will see you there.